We've all been here, scrolling for hours mindlessly, and suddenly you realize, I feel like I'm rotting. Let's change that. So if you're ready to make the most of your life and actually enjoy your free time, here are 50 hobbies to make life more fun and exciting and to make you a cooler and more interesting person. We all hear about how important it is to be in the present, how the only moment we're guaranteed is the current moment. And yet I feel like we still constantly fall into the trap of wasting our time doing things that don't really matter and don't bring us joy. I checked my average screen time this morning and it was quite humbling, let me just say. On TikTok alone, I spend 2.5 hours a day. That's a problem. So if you're in a similar boat, don't worry, we're in this together. But wouldn't you like to be able to say to someone when they ask you what your hobbies are, yeah, I actually have been learning to sew, I've been taking pottery classes, I'm part of a reading club, and I do jujitsu in my free time, rather than, I don't really have any, I'm not sure. So this is the year you start actually doing the cool creative hobbies you say you're gonna do, rather than just watching everyone else do them, thinking about doing them but not actually starting. We're getting serious. I've broken down these 50 hobbies into 5 categories to make this digestible for you, to really cover all the bases so you don't feel overwhelmed. We have creative hobbies, wellness and fitness hobbies, mindful/intellectual hobbies, social hobbies, and money-making hobbies, which, like, what could be better? Let's start off with the creative hobbies, my personal favorite because these are so fun. By the way, you don't have to be perfect at a hobby to like doing it. You can just do it because you want to try something new. And the fun part of a hobby is that there's no pressure. Like, it can just be for fun. First up, drawing and sketching. If you have no idea where to start, I always find cute little things on Pinterest, and I actually have a board of drawing inspo. And if I'm in the mood to draw and I don't know what to draw, I just pick something on there. Next, painting. This is one of my favorites, but I don't do it often enough. There are so many different mediums to paint with and types of paint you can use. You can do watercolor. There are even sparkly watercolor paints that I honestly want to get, like, for this summer. You can do acrylic paints. For this, I love finding something on Pinterest that inspires me, or even just finding like a photo and kind of painting it. Next, photography. There's actually a lot to learn about photography, a lot more than you might think, in terms of the framing of photos, the settings of your camera. You can do it on your phone or an actual camera if you want, and you can get into all different types of photography. If you really like shooting on film, that's super cool. You can watch YouTube videos or do like Skillshare courses to learn about it. Writing. I feel like many of us think of writing as not something you would do for fun, like something you had to do when you were in school, but I think if you kind of shift your mindset on writing, it can be really fun. You could try creating your own short stories or even writing poetry. And another form of writing that you could do on a less high pressure basis is just journaling. Videography. You can film anything you want. You can make cinematic videos of nature or of trips that you go on. You can vlog like you're a YouTuber, even if you're not, especially when combined with learning how to edit videos. You really can put your own personal creative touch into this, and it's so fulfilling. Fashion design. I think there's so many fun things you can do with this, but maybe it could be upcycling old clothes that you have, like taking an old pair of jeans and turning it into a purse, or it could be thrifting and like thrift flipping your clothes, adding little details like ribbons or rhinestones or sequins to make the clothing super fun, or even designing your own clothes from scratch and making them, which is definitely a lot. That's a lot bigger of a deal, but if that's of interest to you, I totally think it's worth exploring. This is going to be a broad one, but I'm just going to say DIY crafts. You can make your own bookmarks. I've seen like scrapbook picture frames where you scrapbook a cute little page and put it into a frame, and you can use it as a piece of room decor. Even things like painting your own hairbrushes and just scrapbooking in general. Pottery or ceramics. This is one that I want to get more into. I've really been wanting to take a pottery class, but this could even be like making air dry clay things, like making little trays out of air dry clay and painting them in the comfort of your own home. And knitting or crocheting. I'm also even going to say sewing in here. Pick a route that you want to go, at least to start. I know for me, I'm definitely drawn to sewing the most. I would love to be able to literally make my own clothes. There are super cute patterns you can buy online. There's tons of videos online to help you learn. And lastly, for the creative hobbies, making jewelry. This can be so simple and straightforward. I feel like it's not as complicated as people might think. Go to the craft store. You can get some elastic string, tie a knot at the end, find some cute beads you like and string them on, tie it together, and bam, you have like a bracelet, an anklet, a necklace. This could be making charm bracelets. I have a few hobby videos from last summer on my channel where I do different DIYs like that. Next, we're going to talk about wellness, movement, and fitness hobbies. Even though you might think of this as something you have to do or it doesn't seem fun to work out, I actually think that it truly can be. And And if you don't feel that way, maybe you just haven't found the right thing for you yet. First up, yoga. If you want to get into something that will simultaneously calm your mind, cultivate peace inside of you, and stretch your body and build strength, this is great for you. Yoga is amazing to do in classes or just at home. My favorite yoga videos to watch are from Move with Nicole and Boho Beautiful Yoga. And Pilates, a personal favorite of mine. I love how Pilates truly sculpts and tones your body. And then there's also dancing. I think this one would be really fun to take some actual classes, like maybe go take some ballet classes, take some salsa dancing classes, take some hip hop classes. Not only is this super fun and I feel like it nourishes your inner child, but it's also a great place to make friends, especially as an adult. And hiking. If you live in a place where there are forests nearby, there are national parks nearby, there are mountains nearby, get out there and go see them. If you have somewhere with cool waterfall hikes, with lagoons to hike to, I mean, the possibilities are endless. Get out there, go see those parks, do some hikes. And cycling. You could get really good at biking, either road biking or mountain biking, or just casually take bike rides in your free time. I feel like this is something that we stop doing as we get older, but it's truly so fun. And weightlifting or powerlifting. I used to only do Pilates, but through the past 6 months or so, I've been doing half weightlifting and half Pilates, and it has been game changing. I am stronger than I've ever been. I feel amazing. We also have stretching. Maybe you want to get your splits. Maybe you want to improve your leg extensions. Maybe you want to be able to touch your toes. Incorporating a daily stretch practice is such a great way to improve your mobility, flexibility, and also have some mindfulness time. Rock climbing. This is a really cool one that I want to try. You could go to one of the rock climbing gyms indoors. If you feel comfortable, if you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, I'm amazing at this, you could eventually start doing outdoor rock climbing. Swimming. So low impact on the body, but a great way to get cardio and to exercise. You could go to a rec center near you, swim in your own pool in the summer, swim in the ocean. Bonus points if you live somewhere warm, I'm gonna say surfing. I didn't add that onto this list because I don't live anywhere near where that would be a thing, but I absolutely would surf if I lived somewhere where I could. And boxing. When I was growing up, like in middle school, boxing was a huge thing, like kickboxing specifically. I think it would be really cool to take some boxing or kickboxing classes. Now we're on to the mindful and intellectual hobbies. These are hobbies that are essentially going to create a better you, self-development type things. They're things you can do in your free time that will actually make you smarter, make you more intelligent, make you a better speaker, make you more confident. First up, we have journaling. I talk about this all the time, so if you watch me, you will have heard me say this, but there are so many types of journaling. You could do gratitude journaling, bullet journaling, which that's a whole thing in and of itself. That could be a whole hobby on its own. Creating different cool page layouts. There's so much inspo for that on Pinterest. It could also be doing journal prompts and deep reflections or brain dumps. If you don't know where to start, honestly, just go to Pinterest, look something up, and try out a few different types of journaling until you find one that you really love. Reading. I read more last year than I have read in my whole life. I used to think that reading was boring. There was no way I was going to be interested in it, but I realized it's not. It's actually tons of fun, and I have learned so much through reading. Pick books that are appealing to you, that are interesting to you. This could be self-improvement books. There are a plethora of them out there. I know I love reading because as I'm reading them, I'm learning so much about myself, about how to make my life better, but it's also really fun to just indulge in fun fiction stories, listening to podcasts or audiobooks. Podcasts are a great way to learn something or kind of feel like you're doing something productive when you want to consume media. I have a podcast, if you want to check it out, called Glow and Tell, that is all about self-development, but there are so many types of podcasts out there. And again, if you're not super into reading at first, trying out audiobooks could be a great way to kind of ease into it. Gardening or starting to get into houseplants. If you're one of those people who are like, oh my gosh, I kill every plant I touch, break that mindset out of you. You totally can learn to take good care of plants, and it's so rewarding having them in your space. But also, maybe this is the time to start a garden outside if you want to. Stargazing or moon watching. Now, this might seem kind of weird, but I took an astronomy class in college and it was just so mind-boggling. There were things that I had no idea about. If you just get outside sometimes and look at the stars, maybe even, this is crazy, but like get a telescope, there is so much to see out there. You can make a hobby out of learning the constellations, observing the moon phases, just taking in space. And coloring. This is one of my favorite hobbies because it's so low stakes, so low effort. Buy yourself a cute coloring book. There are so many cute ones on Amazon that I've bought. Bobby Goods has the cutest coloring books as well, and a good set of markers or colored pencils. Those two things and you have hours and hours of hobby time. And this is gonna sound weird, but networking. This is something that occurred to me because I know when I was in college, I would always see these events coming up that the university would put on where there'd just be a speaker. I would would always be like, why would I want to go to that? Like, it's not like I'm getting a grade for that. It's not like I'm getting credit. And even as I've gotten older, I've seen on like LinkedIn, there's just virtual webinars about a certain topic. I mean, they're going on all the time, even just in your local community. There are probably events like that that you might not even know about. I think I've really started to recognize the power of networking, of knowing different people, how you can basically help each other get to where you want to go, and learning a new language. I feel like everyone wants to learn a new language, but not everyone actually tries to. So if there's a language you're like, you know what, that would be really cool to know, download Duolingo and start going at it. Additionally, taking online courses or like getting certifications in things. So if you've been wanting to get into one of these hobbies I mentioned, or if there's a specific certification in your field of study, field of work that would actually give you a leg up, take a course in that. And lastly, learning an instrument. I think people that can play instruments are so cool. I love playing the piano. I also recently picked up my flute again that I used to play in middle school, and girl, I've still got it to an extent. It's so cool to be able to play an instrument, and the coordination that it takes with your mind and your hands is unmatched. Onto these social hobbies. Social connection is a huge part of who we are as humans. Even us introverts, we need social time as well. First, workout classes. One of my favorites, because if you're at a workout class, the people there are also probably into that type of workout that you're doing. Being in the class itself is a great setting for social time, but maybe afterwards, if you meet someone there, you can like go get a smoothie with them after, and it can turn into a friendship. Next, join a book club. You can actually look up online like book clubs in your area, but there are also virtual book clubs, so there's no excuse. It can also be like a dual hobby because it gets you reading more and it helps you have that social interaction. And crafting workshops. I know craft stores do these type of craft workshops, but other places do them as well. And joining a sports team. This can totally be just a recreational thing. Like if you haven't played soccer since you were a kid and you miss it and you kind of just want to get out there, have fun and play soccer, like do it. And volunteering. There are so many options for volunteering locally. I personally love neighborhood cleanups and environmental help. Kind of random, but I feel like it's a great feeling to know that you're helping out your community. And visiting a farmer's market. I feel like there's always such a communal feeling at a farmer's market. It's so local and lively. And hosting any type of party. I feel like the majority of people actually love going to themed dinners, themed events, but a lot of times we just don't take the time to like make it happen. So if you're the one who initiates and actually makes it happen, that would be so cool. And if you want a social hobby like this, but you don't feel comfortable enough to do any of these things yet, or you just don't want to, a great option for you could be having a pen pal. And this could even just be writing to a friend, but like actually writing letters and sending them in the mail. It's so cute. And you could even make like a little care package of tiny cute things and like mail it to each other once a month. And lastly, make recurrent plans with friends. This could be like a weekly hangout where you go for hot girl walks together, or like a monthly meetup where you do a mini book club together, or you go to dinner together. Something that's like a standing thing so that it actually happens and you have something to look forward to. And lastly, the money-making hobbies. The first great option is making digital products. So this could be like digital planners, digital invitations. It means that you don't have to create the physical product. You just design, post it on like Etsy, and once you make the product, you're done. Second is digital art and graphic design. This could be a hobby you get into and eventually turn into a way that you make money, like doing it freelance. And also YouTube or content creation. Now let me just tell you, this can make you money for sure, but do not do it if that's the only reason you want to do it, because it takes time. It takes a lot of time and a lot of work. But if you're like, you know what, I want to be a YouTuber, I've been wanting to do this forever, get into it now. There's never a better time than right now. And photography can be something that makes you money by either doing portraits for people, doing photo shoots for people, even taking stock photos and uploading them. Like that's a really cool one you might not even think of. If you already love taking photos and you take good photos, uploading them to stock websites can make you passive income. Next, baking. Okay, this can be one that's just a for fun hobby for sure, but if you're like good at baking or you get good at it over time, you could sell your baked goods locally. You could start an online business for them, which would be really cool. And starting a blog or a newsletter. So if you want to make some sort of content, but you don't want it to be videos like YouTube, blogs could be a great option. You could make a recipe blog, a fitness blog, a blog that just follows your life, and you could flip furniture or clothes and sell them. So if you have like an old dresser and you do a lot of work, stain it, get it looking all good, and like list it on Facebook Marketplace. But I will say, be ethical with this. Like, don't go to a thrift store and buy something for $2 and sell it for $100. And candle making or soap making, if you buy the products for this and you find like a cool way to make your own take on it, this could be a great product to sell. Could be selling handmade jewelry, clothes, anything like that. So if you're really good at making jewelry or you make really cool custom handcrafted things, that's a great way to turn your skills into a money maker. And lastly, we have freelance. Freelance goes into so many different things: thumbnail making, freelance social media management, freelance marketing. There are sites like Upwork where you can go and people who need freelancers can find you. That was a lot. Hopefully you don't feel overwhelmed. There are honestly so many more hobbies I could give you, but I feel like we've got a great start here. I challenge you to pick at least one of these hobbies and today actually take some steps towards getting that hobby going. Good luck. You've got this. Comment this emoji if you watched all the way up until the end of the video, and maybe share this with a friend who needs to get off their phone a little bit more and could benefit from some hobbies. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.